Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Former NBA All-Star reveals wild spat with teammate over NFL jersey. The Golden State Warriors have resuscitated their once sputtering campaign since the All-Star break. The addition of Jimmy Butler has also been instrumental, giving the Warriors the extra lift they badly needed. His fun-loving character has meshed well with his teammates. The same, however, cannot be said for two former Warriors teammates. On the Gil's Arena podcast, Gilbert Arenas revealed that he had a wild spat with Chris Mills over, of all things, an NFL jersey. Throwbacks were in, so everybody was ordering one, shared Arenas. Chris Mills ordered a Fran Tarkenton jersey. He was bragging about this jersey. I went to his house because he lived down the street, and I ended up taking it. He added that he doubled down on his prank by wearing the jersey of the Minnesota Vikings icon on their road trip as he tried to clown Mills. He said he even wiped his fingers on it after eating barbecue chicken wings. Mills, however, didn't react, according to Arenas. At least at that time. The three-time All-Star said he and Mills shared a ride on their way home from the road trip, and that's when the revenge happened. I'm getting out of the car, and I go behind him like, nah, this guy is not gonna hit me, said Arenas. I walk right in front of him. Boom. I think he broke my expletive. I limp into the house, and it was like he hit me hard. Boom. Like, it's murder. Attempted, at least. Arenas and Mills played together on the Warriors from 2001 to 2003. Arenas was drafted by Golden State as the number 31 overall pick in 2001 and was named Most Improved Player the following season. Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry, the NBA's new foul merchants. NBA fans can't get enough of the new-look Warriors these days, and thank goodness for that. Because every Warriors game features three things seriously wrong with today's NBA, and I'm here to suggest some easy fixes. The addition of Jimmy Butler 3 has done more than just rocket Golden State up the standings. It has introduced highway robbery to guys who previously didn't even know how to load a squirt gun. Butler is great at drawing fouls. In his 16 games since joining the Warriors, he's gotten to the free throw line a whopping 116 times. Since the February 6th trade, the Warriors have averaged 24.8 foul shots per game. That's fourth most in the NBA. Before the deal, they got to the line an average of 20.4 times. That was third fewest in the league. Credit Butler. He's been a leader by example, and several Warriors have become real good students. Unfortunately, they're learning how to cheat, and that's bad for the game. For years, Warriors broadcasters and fans have bemoaned the rough treatment their Pillsbury Doughboys have gotten from opponents. LeBron James was the poster boy for crashing into a Golden State defender, drawing a whistle and getting sent to the line, drawing boos from the home crowd and referee criticism from the voices of the team. We were often reminded, when Amtrak and Caltrain are churning down parallel paths, and Amtrak jumps its track and crashes into Caltrain, you can't sue Caltrain. But the NBA is putting Caltrain out of business, and Butler is at fault as much as anyone. Even LeBron. More times than not, Butler has no intention of getting to the hoop unscathed on his drives through the paint. He seeks contact first, oftentimes veering out of his way to create it, before then throwing the ball in the vicinity of the backboard in order to assure two foul shots. It's a ploy that cannot be tolerated, let alone popularized. Forget this nonsense of legal defensive position. Who caused the contact? That's who deserves the foul. Call it properly and real basketball will result. If Butler is the Warriors' version of Earl Campbell, then Stephen Curry is Deion Sanders. Deion never made a tackle in his life. If an offensive lineman blew on him, he tumbled into the safety of the bench. For all his greatness, Curry has some prime time in his prime time. Nobody falls more in an NBA game. Want to have some fun next time you watch a Warriors game? First, predict how many times Curry will fall that night. Then, count Curry's up-close and personals with the wood. And lastly, admit you really don't know much about NBA 2025 when you realize 11 was way too small a number to guess. For crying out loud, he falls 6 times a game on drives to the hoop and 5 after three-point attempts alone. None of which, by the way, draw a foul call. Then there's the wrestling while trying to get open, the screening both on offense and defense, and he even goes to the floor twice a night hustling after a loose ball. Imagine that. He's Frisco flop, even after he gets up smiling half the time. It's gotta stop. You fall on a drive to the hoop when nobody touches you, or while trying to bait an official into believing you were touched on a three-point attempt, you get a technical foul. It'll stop the flopping, and also help put Swiffer out of business. That's not to say Curry doesn't get hacked a lot. Oh, he does. In fact, he might lead the league in fouls absorbed without getting to the line. I take that back. Low-post centers get fouled on basically every possession. But don't get me started on that one. Watch Curry off the ball. First off, he's often face-guarded. Bad breath isn't a foul, but bumping him just to let him know you're in his face is. Then, first move he makes, the defender puts one hand on each of his hips, like he's giving dancing lessons. That's a foul. By the time the world's greatest shooter comes around to pick, the refs generally do a good job there. He's been battered, mugged or flat-out assaulted more than the 3 strikes program was designed to discourage. Warriors' Steve Kerr hints at Stephen Curry injury plan after brutal Nuggets loss. The Golden State Warriors entered their Monday night clash against the Denver Nuggets on a 7-game winning streak, with the Jimmy Butler trade breathing new life into the team. However, they tripped up on a banana peel and faltered in a classic trap game, with the Nuggets resting Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Christian Braun. The Warriors faced an uphill climb all game and failed to overcome the Nuggets, losing in the end, 114-105. Stephen Curry was already listed as questionable heading into the Nuggets clash with a back sprain, and with the Warriors being on a back-to-back set, with the Milwaukee Bucks coming to town on Tuesday night, it's not quite clear if Curry will be suiting up for that upcoming game. However, head coach Steve Kerr suggested in his post-game presser that a rest day could be in order for Curry. He's tired. Steph's been carrying us for a month. He's been amazing. We gotta get him some rest, Kerr said, via 95.7 The Game on X, formerly Twitter. You can see it. He doesn't have his usual energy right now. Nonetheless, the Warriors head coach left the possibility of Curry suiting up for tomorrow's contest against the Bucks open, as this is something the training staff will have to figure out. We've got to absolutely considering giving him a night off. Getting him rejuvenated for the sake of him and the remainder of our games. We'll see. But I think he's been tired the last few games and so we've got to find a way to get him his juice back, Kerr added. Curry, in the loss to the Nuggets, did not have his best game. The Warriors star suffered through a rough 6-21 shooting night en route to a 20-point outing, and he also coughed up the ball 7 times. It certainly looks like rest will do him a world of good. The Warriors' primary goal this season is to compete for a championship, and Stephen Curry's health will be the main determining factor of how far they can make it to the playoffs. Curry has to be at his best for the Warriors to be at their best, and it looks like he'll be resting as a result. If Curry were to miss tomorrow night's game against the Bucks, Jimmy Butler will have to take on a bigger scoring workload, and so will Jonathan Kuminga, Buddy Hield, and even Gary Payton too. And you fan? What do you think about Curry's situation? Write to us in the comments.